With all my experience with weapon builds that I've tried so far, I decided to revisit the Moonveil and see how it compares. Now, I last played this before the actual patch, so in my opinion, I always thought it was a really good weapon, but I feel like it's a lot slower than I remember, and it's actually not as good as a lot of the other builds that I've tested. It's probably very average at best. The one thing that I see that is noticeably the same is that the Ash of War skills still deal about roughly the same damage, if not just a little bit less, but it feels very similar to what it was before. The one big thing that I noticed is that it feels a lot slower. I don't know if it was like this before, or if just I've gotten used to other weapons attacking a whole lot faster and being able to like counter enemies in time a lot more, like, you know, freely. I really noticed that with the Moonveil, you have to be fighting enemies that you can defeat quickly and from far and be able to stagger them. And I feel like they've nerfed the stagger on the Moonveil a ton, because you don't stagger as fast as you used to anymore. And I feel like because of that, this weapon is no longer very easy to get successive hits on enemies, because you use so much stamina just trying to do your swings, especially from your Ash of War. It takes a lot of stamina to do those slashes, and it has a very long load up time. I don't know if it was always like this, or just I'm just noticing how slow it is compared to other weapons that I've used in the past. I feel like it's a lot more of a dangerous vibe, and I feel like I'm close to dying more often when I'm using the Moonveil now. Now, in all of my recent build videos, I always test against giants and stronger enemies like the dogs, which I'm going to show you in a second to show how the weapon compares. So the Moonveil is able to do 3 strikes and bring this giant down, but the problem is I'm already out of stamina and I can't get another one in, and the other dude in the background is already going to attack me. So you literally, if you run out of stamina in a fight where you can only do like 3 attacks, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit hard, like especially if it's in a boss fight or anything. So I feel like this weapon doesn't do good against enemies with big health bars that you can't stagger quickly or you can't kill quick enough. So the Moonveil definitely, I think, falls even below average for me now, because honestly, I don't like using it. Like testing it, I was like, what is this weapon? This is not what I used at the beginning of the game. I'm getting my ass destroyed now. I've died twice against the Clean Art Knights and once against the Giants here. Like, what is happening? Well, this weapon's bad now. I feel like playing every other weapon is completely different to playing the Moonveil. The Moonveil plays in a completely different playstyle, and I feel like I've like unlearned all the skills that I had with the Moonveil, because you have to play very safe and like backed off in the like away from your enemies when you play the Moonveil. Whereas with other weapons, you can go straight in and you can take the fight to the enemy and win very, very easily. The Moonveil, you have to play safe, and if an enemy is progressing or pushing you too much, it's very hard to kind of like, you know, keep the fight going. I mean, I'm actually struggling compared to a lot of the weapons I tested. The Moonveil is not easy to play for me anymore. I don't know if that's just because of its completely different playstyle to the other weapons I've tried, but it's just not the best katana anymore. I wouldn't even say it's like average anymore. It's very subpar to me, and it doesn't feel nice to play anymore. Now, in case you're wondering on what stats I was using, I'm playing this at level 160. This is obviously the first world here. You can see all my points there. I've put a lot of points into intelligence and dexterity to boost mainly the damage output of the Moonveil's like Ash of War attacks, as well as its swiping, you know, striking attacks. In case you're interested in the armor that I'm wearing, these are the armor pieces that I have equipped in case you want to go find those. The talismans, the lower FP cost consumed by skills. The greatly increases attack power for successive attacks for swinging, the greatly boosting the attack power skills for our transient Moonlight, which is our Ash of War, and then raising intelligence. And then obviously our Wondrous Physic is going to boost our magic attacks and intelligence. Maybe this weapon is still decent in PvP, but I feel like so many people have used it in PvP that I think a lot of people are already used to the weaknesses and how to approach a Moonveil player, because I feel like just pushing them is enough to throw them off their balance and actually destroy them, because that's how I feel when I'm using this weapon, is that I feel like I can't aggressively fight an enemy because I don't have anything to back it up with the Moonveil itself. What are your opinions of this weapon if you've tested it in the late stage, or if you're still using it in the game right now? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching.